Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Became the New God of Apokolips. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was a genius with a bloodline stealing ability, and I enjoy that. And over in Anime Prince I post what if Naruto was sent to the DC universe and led the Young Justice guys. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy. I also post a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was an Immortal, half a Susuke, so go ahead check out that and enjoy as well guys. Remember, if you're new, yes I indeed have 4 channels which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So smash that red subscribe button and become part of the Game Making family. And yeah, let's jump right into this. Begin now guys. So the last spot we left off, Nathaniel, otherwise known as Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto was a very powerful person. Despite his calm, normal demeanor, he might look human but he was not really fully human. His father was the most dangerous assassin to ever walk this earth, Slade. Slade had been with a woman that was, well, she was a goddess, that making Naruto a god. However, the hybrid is always the most powerful. Thus, Naruto's power at a young age was extremely powerful. His mother placed a seal on him because if Apokolips found out about Naruto, he would come to get rid of him because he would fear his power, as Naruto was that powerful. So he was basically a superhuman with immense powers. Even when his seal was on him, he was still powerful. However, Slade had another family, that being with Adeline and his son Joseph. So he had gave Naruto towards the Uzumaki clan. The Uzumaki clan was made out of several powerful assassins, as they were trained from a very young age. Thus they trained Naruto as well to become a ninja assassin, both of them to be exact. And when Naruto became 10 years old, he started to go on missions with Slade. However, on one of those missions, the Uzumaki clan was attacked. They had slaughtered hundreds, thousands. However, they were still wiped out. But it was just 20 of them, but so that showed how powerful they were. Slade had forbidden Naruto for going for revenge, as he would be the one to get the revenge. However, if Naruto thought that Slade would take him in after that, he did not. He told Naruto that he had the tools to survive, and he has been trained by himself personally and the Uzumakis to survive. So with that, Naruto had left, as Slade had told him not to make contact with Adeline or the others, as he didn't want the two worlds to collide at the time. But things had changed as years passed. He expected Naruto to continue his life as an assassin, but Naruto was now the leader of a vast, wealthy company. He was one of the most richest person in the world at the moment. Yes, going up against the likes of Bruce Wayne and several others. That is how rich he was. But Slade was now here for his help. Joseph has been kidnapped. However, Joseph had tried to mental connect with Naruto some time ago. He was not kidnapped, he joined the organization. Consider that he hated his father because after he got his throat slashed by said organization, his father was gone and he thought his mother shipped him off. So yes, Joseph had a lot of hate for them at the moment. So he had joined said organization, not to mention his sister was there as well. Slade was shocked to hear that, as he never knew about his daughter. Yes, he was with a woman and, well, the result was his baby girl, but he had no idea that she even exists. And now he needed Naruto help. Naruto had not contacted him once since they had parted ways. Slade was always the one coming to him and asking for help, as Naruto not asking for anything in return hurt Slade badly. But he had to make his way as he decided he would handle it on his own, saddened that Naruto did not offer to come and meet his siblings. Maybe things could change, but Naruto seemed to have taken what he said to heart and wanted nothing to do with him, as Slade was always asking for help. Poison Ivy attack. However, Naruto had several people under his payroll, people that respect him, such as Painkiller, and several others, including Instant. Powerful metahumans, as Instant was able to teleport from anywhere. Naruto made his way towards the roof as he spoke to Poison Ivy. She wanted him to do more with his vast wealth and change the economy. So Naruto offered her a job. She was rather shocked to hear that, not expecting this in the slightest, as Supergirl interrupted. As Naruto was able to calm things down and make things well with Supergirl in the same time, and Poison Ivy, who had 7 days to talk about and think about his offer. As Ivy was considering taking it. So with that, Naruto made his way back. Some days later, Slade called him, said that he was in trouble, as his siblings were coming after his father, well, really badly. As Naruto told him that he will be there in 60 minutes, Adeline had been told everything as he was on the phone call, so she now knew everything about Naruto and she was angry at Slade. That is when Supergirl stopped by, as Naruto didn't want her to use her X-ray vision on him because she would see things that he rather she not. However, Supergirl had the biggest crush on him. She liked him. Despite acting that way last night, she knew about him and she followed him for a long time now. On, well, media. And she had the hugest crush on him, as he was a man that was fighting the fight that them as superheroes could not do. He was making this world better, as she tried to seduce him. As Naruto used a clone to switch places with himself, as he made his way to where his father and Adeline was as he appeared. As Adeline saw him, she was first freaked out given his outfit. As he revealed himself, she saw him do things that was amazing, and Slade told her that Naruto was a god after all. As now, Naruto said that he will be the one going in there to talk to his brothers and sisters. Given how much they hate Slade and Adeline, it's best if they stay out here. So yeah guys, basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across the playcheck of yourself. So what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. Slade, Adeline, and Wintergreen looked towards Naruto, as he said that he will go alone to talk to them. What if they do not listen? Wintergreen asked Naruto. They will, but if hypothetically they don't, we'll have to leave them alone. Forcing them to do what we want will only make them hate us. Well, hate you even more, and possibly start hating me as well. The only thing we can do is make it clear to them if they don't listen that our arms are always open to them, and that they can reach out anytime if they need anything. We must show them what family means, and be there for them like a true family. If they weren't family, we would have just killed them, threatened them. But this isn't that kind of mission. It's more complicated than that, Naruto explained. Do you still intend to take over Hive and run it together with them? I do not want Joseph involved in this world, Adeline said, a worried tone in her voice. Joseph is only a child in age, but in reality, he is no longer a child. He has gone through experience that some adults would never go through, and he's a powerful metahuman and a general in the army. You cannot make him do what you want him to do anymore. You can only support him or go against him. This is the only choice that you have, Naruto said in a bland tone to Adeline, making her break down in tears, unable to believe that this is what her family had turned into. It was a nightmare, something that she never wanted. I know it's cliche, Mrs. Wilson, but when life gives you lemon, you have to make lemonade. Nevertheless, I will try to steer Joseph away from this life if possible, but I'm not so sure that's a good thing. This life is dangerous, however. It made Joseph never have to be the victim. He was not a part of this life when he got kidnapped and his throat was slashed. This life followed him to his normal life. However, he could use his resources to prevent others from going through what he went through. Would that not give you pride as his mother? Naruto asks. I guess it's kind of selfish for him to live the life I want instead of the one that he wants. But still, Adeline trailed off, not really sure. She could defy her protective instincts even if they could possibly be wrong in this case. If they want out of this life, that's fine. I'll just take over Hive myself and run it myself, and make sure Hive never bothered them again. Naruto said to both Slade and Adeline. He was not really sure if Adeline cared about Rose. Okay. Do what you have to do. We're counting on you, Nathaniel, Adeline said, as she found her resolve. In that case, I'll be back in 2 hours, said Naruto. 2 hours? You must be slipping very badly. The old you could take down these guys in mere minutes, maybe even in a few seconds. Slade said. Do not be naive, father, said Naruto. Defeating the army's child's play, but that is not the mission, is it? Unless you believe I can convince Joseph and Rose to be on our side in mere seconds, Naruto retorted, causing Slade to frown deeply, as his lack of humanity was once again thrown in his face by someone who wasn't even a human. Worst of all, as he did not say anything. I'll be back, said Naruto as he held out his hand, his mask appearing, as he placed it on before his body was sucked in a spiraling portal. God, I don't think I'll ever get used to that, Wintergreen said. Finally, Wintergreen. Someone who can understand how terrifying that person is, Adeline said, stuttering at the end, as Slade gave her a look for referring to his son as a thing, although she felt like she was a bit justified because there was no way he could be human. She could not even understand how his work colleagues could think that he was a human. Just being around him, there was this overwhelming presence that was so sinister. So she did not know how. They did not know about that. Time skip. You did the right thing, Joseph. Our father, he was a scourge. Everyone has an inner battle between good and evil. I think he consciously tried to do the good thing, but he's just not good. Period. His nature is bad, and he just ended up hurting people through his actions. Even when he was trying to be good, putting him down was the right thing to do, Rose said, as she spoke through the mental link that her brother opened up so they could speak in secret. To the outside world, it just looked like an ordinary brother and sister moment. A tired, younger brother laying his head on his sister's lap as she caressed his hair, comforting the younger one, who seemed to be frightened. And for most part, it was actually true. However, it was not the full story, because in those loving caresses and those moments of bonding, the two siblings were plotting against the jackal as well. As far as they were concerned, the jackal was as bad as their biological father. If anything, he was much worse than their biological father. They had no intention to serve underneath him or follow his lead. In fact, they were plotting how to use his obsession with Joseph's power to use it against him. How ironic, and how fitting would be that he perish at the hands of the weapon that he went to such great lengths to cultivate. I know, sister, I know. It just takes some getting used to using my powers to kill people. Killing my own father. It's not something I can get over in a single day, Joseph replied through their link. Honestly, if anyone else had asked him to do the things that he had done for his sister, he would have flat out refused. In fact, he probably wouldn't have been able to do them even if he tried to, even if he wanted to. However, his sister was so pure in her love and devotion to his well-being, and therefore he could not possibly still call himself a man if he refused to help her as her brother. That was the benefit of them sharing a mental link. There was no secret between them. There was no trickery. Everything they did for each other was out of pure love, devotion, and loyalty. This was by far the purest and strongest bond that he ever shared with anyone. Greater than the one that he had with his father for sure. And even the bond that he had with the woman that gave birth to him. Sometime he wondered if he would have shared the same bond with his other sibling. He had tried to contact them, like he did his sister, but somehow there was a rejection. He had never been rejected in trying to contact someone mentally yet, and yet this person had rejected him somehow, and he didn't know how that was possible. Sometimes he could literally feel them, like they were watching over him, like they were present, there with him. Joseph liked to think that they were watching and protecting him, but he could not rely on such a fantasy. It was possible that that person was not as kind and loving as Rose, that they were as bad as their father. Forget about that person, brother. They rejected you, and therefore us, just like our father did, just like your mother did, by sending you off to overseas boarding school. It is just the two of us against the world, and as long as we have each other, nothing can stop us, Rose said. My. Quite the manipulation, older sister. Manipulation tactic 101. Isolate the victim. Make them believe the entire world is against them. Then, make them believe that you are the only one that they can trust and rely on. They taught us that in my first year of ninja training. As an inhuman, deep, and barreling voice resonated through their heads. In other words, their mental link had been infiltrated, hijacked. Joseph quickly jumped to his feet. Joseph, Rose said, It's him. It's our other sibling, said Joseph, both excitement and fear in his tone, as he cut his sister off before she could say what she wanted to say. So it's a he after all. But why now? Why make contact with us after all this time? Rose asked suspiciously, as she was already on her feet, both of them ready to do battle in case this was some sort of an attack. Why are you here, brother? Are you here for revenge? Is it because I killed father? Leave Rose out of this if you want revenge. Then you have to deal with me. I was the one who killed him, Joseph said. I admire your love and devotion to our sister, brother. It is so strong, uncompromising, unyielding. You are a great man and even better brother. However, you've made a critical mistake because you just revealed how important our dear sister is to you. That you love her so much that you will die for her. This means that in order to save her my revenge, I must kill her instead of you, so that you can feel the same pain that you have caused me, Naruto said. You think killing me will be that easy? Don't get full of yourself, you little twerp, Rose said, with both amusement and confidence in her tone. She would not leave Joseph's side, and she refused to be used as a weapon against her beloved brother. Little twerp, is that any way to talk to your older brother? Little sister, how rude. Rose was shocked hearing that. What? But he said, and here she thought that she was the oldest. As Joseph spoke up, you are blocking the empathic link. Even as far as telepathy, you are only allowing thought projection. The latter is understandable, but the former is not. Why would you feel the need to block off your own emotions unless you don't have the nerves to go through with it? You do not intend to kill us. I bet you could not even do it even if you wanted to. So what is it that you truly want? Joseph asked in a skeptical tone, as Naruto was surprised how far he had come already, considering how long it took Brainwave to get to that same level. Most impressive, brother. Tell you what, why don't you come to the training area so that we can meet in person? I have a little surprise for you. I can't. Get to the camera system. He has hacked into everything. Everything? How? Our system is unbreakable. That is why Deathstroke had to allow himself to be captured to get to you. Rose told her brother. Then we have no choice. We have to go to him, even if it's a trap. Joseph was cut off as the door behind them opened up to show that he had complete control over the place. Brace yourself, sister. We are no longer on home soil. Our home advantage has gone through the window. It is the same as if we're in enemy territory now, Joseph said, as he steeled his resolve. Okay, said Rose, by his side. Let's go. The walk to the training facility was peaceful, but strangely enough, there wasn't a single person that they came across. Rose didn't want to believe it, but it seems like their entire base had been cleared out. But how could that be possible? How could their entire army be gone? It made absolutely no sense. As she did not see a sign of battle, did they not put up a resistance? Could it be that they were betrayed? But how? Their entire army were traitors? Stop worrying about all of that and focus on what is ahead. Our brother seemed to have similar powers to me, so it's possible that he controlled them and made them go away. I doubt they went far though. They're probably still close by. He was able to block me from accessing his mind, so it's possible that he's able to block me from accessing other people's mind as well. Which is probably why I cannot detect the others, Joseph said. I see, but why are you talking out loud? It's not like he cannot hear our thoughts, because we're talking out loud, Rose asked confused. He cannot, or he's not trying to. If it's a farmer, it's probably because he hacked into the link that I created between the both of us. But now that I shut it down, he has no way to access us. Theoretically, he will have to create his own link with us, which is not easy seeing that I am actively blocking any form of interference. And what if it's a ladder? if he's simply not trying to access our mind anymore? What does that mean? Rose asks. It could mean a couple of things, but most likely considering his demeanor, his level of experience, the power he seemed to have, and the amount of planning that he placed into this, I would have to say, he's simply not trying to access our minds anymore, because he does not believe that he has to, said Joseph. So in other words, he does not see us as a threat. I mean, does he really think that he's that powerful and strong? That he would not try to gain the advantage over us? Well, he's underestimating us. That means he isn't as smart as he thinks he is. Well, whatever the case might be, Joseph said. We're about to find out. I'll go in first. No, let me go first. I am the one with super healing, said Rose. I can protect myself with my Joseph trailed off as the door to the training room opened. Shit. He know that we're here, said Rose, as she pulled out a pair of dual ballers. Each one of the siblings took an opposite side on the sliding open door, as the silence was deafening as the both of them waited for it to come, wondering what kind of traps their vengeance brother had set up for them. But neither of them was willing to back down or abandon their base, their pride refusing for them to give up. And they also want to meet and see the person that their brother was. Seriously. Do you know how long I've been waiting to meet you guys? Practically my entire life. How long are you gonna make me wait? Naruto bellowed, the deep and inhuman voice of their brother, making Joseph and Rose question their own sanity of going through with their plan, or their lack of one. There are no traps or ambush waiting for you. I just wish to speak. Hacking your telepathical communication link, hacking your digital mainframe, capturing and subduing your entire army within minutes, without you even noticing until it was too late. None of that means anything. It was just a show of power and ability, so I can have your respect. Now that I have it, I believe we can have a nice conversation as equals. So come on out and let us speak. As both Rose and Joseph looked at each other, their eyes seemed to communicate with each other before. Fine, we're coming out, Joseph said as his eyes started to glow blue, his whole body glowing blue as well, ready to use his telekinetic powers at a moment notice in case there were any traps, as the both of them stepped to see that there was no traps or anything. Just a guy with a demonic mask standing right there. He was large. A mask. Oh great. Guess you really are your father's son. I mean, that is pathetic that he would go through great lengths like that just to imitate that asshole, Rose said with disgust. Tell you what, why don't you imitate his deceased state of existence and just die? As she pulled her guns and fired rapidly towards her brother. Rose, no! Joseph yelled, shocked at his sister's reckless actions, as he was too caught off guard and shocked, never expecting his sister to act with such haste to even do anything. And if he did try to stop the bullets, if he did, was fast enough to react, maybe their brother would retaliate and that would leave Rose at a disadvantage. So, well, he wouldn't if he could do it, but he could not. However, what followed was something that was confusing. His body seemed to split into multiple pieces. But what was truly happening was Naruto was dodging the bullets, but he was moving so fast that they were seen after images. His body then finally converged as it came back together. Joseph, who was now fearful that his brother would retaliate on Rose, decided that he needed to knock him out, subdue him. As he held his hand out, he was gonna slam him into the wall and knock him out. Joseph threw him. However, before he could hit the wall, he stopped. Rose looked towards Joseph. As Joseph was sweating and struggling, they watched as their elder brother stepped forward as he seemed to walk, despite Joseph's control, as he returned back to where he was standing. How did you... Wait, you have telekinesis as well? Said Joseph as he felt his control break. Just how many powers do you have? Telekinesis, I wish. What? Then how did you... Gravity manipulation. I placed my gravity manipulation against your telekinesis, and my gravity manipulation won. It just means I'm stronger than you, that's all. What do you want? Said Rose, as she cursed herself for showing such weakness, but who could blame her? This person seemed to be unstoppable. I thought I told you before. I just wish to speak to you guys. Did you actually believe I came here to kill my own siblings? Although I'm disappointed that you would think so low of me, and that my own sister would try to kill me without even getting to know me first, Naruto said with genuine disappointment. Yeah, like you expected me to actually believe that you're our brother. And the fact that you only came here after Slade died means that you're here for revenge, said Rose stubbornly. Is that really the only reason? Or are you perhaps afraid that you won't be able to manipulate and control Joseph anymore if there's another person that he can trust and rely on? Naruto asks. What? That's nonsense. I love Joseph more than anything in this world, Rose said angrily. I believe you, but that has no bearing on whether you're manipulating him or not. Lots of people manipulate the people that they love to keep them to themselves, to prevent others from getting near them, to make sure that they stay by their side and never leave, etc., said Naruto. You are not gonna get between us, you viper-tongued asshole, said Rose angrily. Nor do I intend to. First of all, let me kill the revenge narrative. Our father is alive and well. He is the one that called me and asked me to come and speak to the both of you. He does not believe that you will listen to him, and he does not blame you. Joseph, he isn't angry at you for trying to kill him. Disappointed, heartbroken, definitely, but not angry. He still loves you and wants to make amends to you. That goes for the both of you, said Naruto, in a calm tone. I am not listening to anything that you say until you show me your face and tell me what you did to my army, said Rose. She blinked in shock as she saw their army appear on the right side of the training room. It was like some illusionary wall was over their eyes, and now it was gone. For them to see their army standing right there. What? You were in our minds the entire time? Said Rose. No, he was not, Joseph said. This is something else. It's like he affected the environment itself. You continue to impress me, Joseph. You are correct, of course. What I use is illusionary ninjutsu. Unlike telepathy, it does not require me to make contact with the mind of another, rather for my power to make contact with the environment itself, to look like something isn't when it is. Will I also be able to do something like this? Joseph said. Doubtful, but we can try and find out, said Naruto. We? Said Joseph. You, me, and Rose. I am not here to get in between the both of you. In fact, I admire the way that both of you look out for each other and love one another. I would never try to separate the two of you. Are you saying you want to join us? The bond me and my sister have, it's nothing like anyone else has. I don't think that we can have that with you, Joseph said sadly. Perhaps, but let me put all the cards on the table and let you decide what you want to do. His mask vanishing as his voice returned back to his normal tone. Joseph and Rose's eyes widened in shock. Naruto Uzumaki? You're our brother? You're Slade's son? Did you know that one of our plans was to kidnap you and have Joseph warp your mind so that we can use our financial resources for Hive? Rose said, incredulously. Well, I guess you can say that freely now because you know it's an impossible task, said Naruto, in a jovial tone. Like what the hell? Did you always know about us? Why did you let us suffer like we did when you could have done something about it? Rose said angrily, as she was seemingly trapped in an anger state ever since their older brother came in their life. It's not that I didn't want to, but I could not. It's better if I show you then explain. It will be quicker. If you would allow me, I can share my entire life with you telepathically. It will give you a better perspective than if I told you. Rose looked towards Joseph to hear what he had to say, since he was the expert in this field. It's okay. I'll make sure he doesn't do anything to alter our minds. But first he has to tell us what he did to our men. Why are they just standing there like that? And why cannot I feel their minds? Joseph said. I put a stasis seal on each one of them. They're basically frozen in time until I deactivate it. A stasis what? How many power do you have exactly? Said Rose. Technically, I have one power. It is a cosmic force that I dub the Chakra Force. Through training and imagination, I can use this force to create a cosmic unlimited variety of effects. My only limitation is my imagination and my determination. The training is also quite harsh. I hear what you're saying, but it's making no sense. I mean, I sort of get it, but that comes with a million different questions. Your own limitation is your imagination. Are you some kind of god or something? Said Rose. That caused Naruto to laugh. What's so funny? She asked. I am laughing at the irony of you saying that. without realizing how close you are to the truth. Oh great, you have a god complex. What a cliche, she said, rolling her eyes. Rose, I think he's serious. Think about it. Nothing he has said so far has been a lie. I don't think that he's the type that feels a need to lie to impress others. The truth has been more than enough so far, Joseph replied. As Rose did not know who was the craziest right now, her older or younger brother. Joseph, that is bullshit. How can you believe that he's an actual god? There are people in the world that will believe that you and I are gods if they saw the things that we can do. Just because he's more powerful than us, allegedly, does not mean that he's a god, Rose said in a very stubborn tone. Well, there's only one way to find out, said Joseph. Fine, whatever, said Rose. Just get it over with and done already. As Joseph smiled hearing that, causing his sister's heart to melt, it was so hard to say no to him. Time skip. 5 minutes later. Now I see where you get the sun-kissed blonde hair and the baby blue eyes from. Your mother, she was really beautiful, Rose said. Naruto had shared everything from when he was a child, a baby to be exact, up till now. He showed them everything, he did not leave out a single thing. As Rose felt like he might have overshared, after all, he didn't have to show them his sexcapades. However, it helped them understand this person was actually a god. And also about his motivations, and they now knew that he meant them no harm. They now knew that it was their father that forbid him from knowing them. As Rose now felt like she had known him her entire life, she felt everything and saw everything. She understood his thought process, his plans. It made her so closer to him. But she could not understand how he could overlook what their father did to him, to them. She understood that he was a ninja and he was also a god. But still, how could he not be angry? How could he not hate that man and want to kill him? Sure, they spent a lot of time together, but most of that time was just training and, well, killing people. They did not bond like father and son. But now she knew that Slade was happy they were alive, but still, she could not let him just come in and take over everything like that. They need to keep their section away from him, and he need to earn their forgiveness. Okay, we accept you. You can join us, in fact. I want you to lead us. I think you can be a better leader than I can be. Not that I can't do it, but, well, after what I've just felt and witnessed, you can do it better. I like your ideas and your motivations. I believe that you're what Hive truly needs. What we truly needs. But those are our conditions. You lead, not Slade, not Adeline, you. Joseph and I will be your partners, Rose said with conviction as Joseph understood what she was already thinking. What about father then? I somehow doubt that he's the following order type. He can earn our forgiveness by hunting down and killing the jackal. Only after he brings us his head, he will start to earn some of our forgiveness. Following that, he can continue doing whatever he was doing before. If you want to be part of Hive, then he will have to submit to your authority. He's also not allowed to actively work against us, and he's to report any threat that he finds against us. And naturally, we must do the same for him. We can still look out for each other without him being a part of the organization, Joseph said. So he will be a close associate but not exactly a member, said Naruto. Yes, and that goes for Adeline too. That is our conditions, and they are not negotiable, Rose said. Sounds good to me. I would have preferred to get the jackal myself, but I understand why you want to do things this way. Your conditions are acceptable, and I would be honored to be your partner. May Hive, under our leadership and guidance, bring light to the world from the shadows, said Naruto, with a confident smile. Good. Now Joseph, it's time for us to share our memories and thoughts with him. This will seal our bond as the Wilson siblings. May our bond hold and never shatter in this life or the next, Rose said. As Rose watches Joseph give Naruto everything from them, emotions, memories, thoughts, as a bond of the three deadliest assassin children was just created. Time skip. 2 hours and a half later. The submarine. It's done, said Naruto, as he appeared out of his swirling vortex. He He preferred to use his own space-time technique instead of a boom tube, due to the fact that he did not even want to give Darkseid the remote possibility of finding him. He knew that one day he would have to fight him, but if it could be avoided until he was ready, then he would rather not. He could use his mother box to contact his mother, to finally see her again, as a fully conscious being instead of a baby, seeing that was the last time when he saw her. But he didn't want to put her in a dangerous situation, because there was no doubt in this world that the Dark Lord would make her suffer if he found out that she hid him away from him, and he would probably even kill her. Still, he felt like a piece of himself was now filled, seeing that he was emotionally, spiritually, and mentally bonded with his siblings. A mother has her place that cannot be filled by anyone but Kushina. In the short time that he had her, she was the best thing that ever happened to him. So yes, he was going to be okay even if he never met Golitina again. He would be able to cope. He just hoped that she was also coping without him. What do you mean it's done? Where's Joseph? Adeline said. As Slade did not speak, but the look that he gave Naruto showed volumes. We came to an understanding. Joseph has no intention of going back to the life that he had, but he is willing to forgive the both of you. He's only asking that you earn his forgiveness. Earn it? How exactly am I supposed to do that? Slade said, as Naruto threw him a flash drive. In there's all the information Rose and Joseph has on the Jackal. You take out Jackal for them, and that will serve as proof of your commitment and dedication to earn their trust and forgiveness. I offer to take out Jackal myself, but they insist that you'll be the one to do it. You're lying. That does not sound like Joseph at all. He will never say something like that. He would never ask his father to kill to earn his forgiveness, Adeline said. Adeline, actually it might be true. He legitimately tried to kill me. If it wasn't for my regeneration abilities, I would have been dead. Asking me to kill the Jackal, who is the reason why all of this happened in the first place, is a far lesser evil than killing your own father, Slade said, his tone sounding heartbroken. Slade, Adeline trailed off, as she did not know what to say. She had never seen her husband so broken before, not even when she broke up with him and chased him away from their home. All she wanted to do was hug him, comfort him, and tell him everything was going to be okay. But she could not. Not after the lies, the betrayal, not after everything. The most important thing to her now was getting her son back. So what happens after that? Is he gonna come home? Adeline asked, hopefully. Naruto looked towards her with sad eyes as he shook his head negatively, as he hated to see a mother yearn for her son and be actually powerless to do anything to get her son back. It was the same situation he was in, well, for his own mother and the late Kushina as well. But why, she said, why are we killing the Jackal then? As she started to cry once again. She had told herself that she wouldn't cry anymore, that she would be strong, for her own sake, but more importantly, Joseph's sake. But every word that came from Nathaniel's mouth made her just want to cry even more. Joseph, he has a bond with Rose that he never had with you. They use Joseph's telepathy to share every memory, every experience, every emotion that they ever had before, and they do this constantly. I also share my memories and experience with them, so that they know that I have their best interest in heart, and in return they share theirs with me. We are bonded in ways that you couldn't even imagine, but Joseph still loves you, and he's willing to forgive you and allow you back in his life. That go for Rose as well, but it must be on their terms. After experiencing my entire life through telepathy, they have elected me to be the new leader of Hive, and they as my partners. The two of you cannot be a part of the organization for obvious reasons, but they're willing to have you as close associates of the organization, and they're willing to try to rebuild the bonds between us. The ball is in your court now, said Naruto. How do we know that you're not lying to us? Adeline said, with a bit of suspicion. He's not lying. Nathaniel would never lie about something like this. In fact, he's never lied to me in his entire life. I trust him, and I verified everything he has ever said to me. And all I need to do is kill the Jackal, and we can find out what he's saying is a lie or not. Slade said, simplifying everything. Fine, whatever. You just make sure I get my son back. I want him back, Slade. You hear me, she said. Affirmative. Wintergreen, take this and sort it all out, and point me in the right direction, as he gave him the flash drive. As he wished, said Wintergreen. as he went to fulfill what he was told. Where will you go now? What will you do? Said Slade, looking towards Naruto. I'm going back to my penthouse. I'm seriously in need of a nap, said Naruto. I already know that you don't sleep, dumbass, Slade said to Naruto, as Naruto simply chuckled. Oh yeah, well actually Supergirl was at my penthouse when I came over here and she's still there. I left the shadow clone behind, but now that I came here to do what I was to do, it's time for me to go back to her. I would stay and bond with my siblings, but you know, things need to go back to normal over there so the jackal does not catch on. Besides, we already share everything telepathically. They know everything about me, and me them. So it's not like we need to get to know each other or anything, said Naruto. What about me? Or do I just not matter to you? Are you not interested in getting to know me? Or you don't think I want to get to know Joseph's brother, Adeline said, with a deep frown. Oh, well, Naruto stuttered. I didn't think since father and mother and, you know, well, since I'm a love child and all that, said Naruto. Look, I hate your father for what he did. I mean, I don't hate him, but I hate him, you know. But that doesn't mean I hate you. You did not do anything. You did not make him create you. Wait, you didn't, right? She said, as she wanted to make sure, after all, he was a god. As she thought about Jesus and Mary, wondering if, oh no, said Naruto, not at all. I did not exist until father and mother made me, said Naruto. There you go then, Adeline said, as she still feared this blonde-haired god, but getting to know him better would probably get rid of that fear. Alright ma'am, said Naruto. I guess I'll stay for a while. Time skip. 2 months later. Quite an interesting setup you got going on here. The security is quite advanced, Rose said as she looked around her brother's office. She was not worried about being seen with him after all. The identity that she was using was a false one, going by the name Samantha Midnight. Nothing out of the ordinary for a multi-million-dollar-a-year industry, owned by the smartest person in the universe, said Naruto. Boss, who is this woman? I've checked for her identity on the web matrix. I've searched every nook and cranny, but I cannot find anything on her. My conclusion is she's using a false identity. I could not, however, find any identity real for her. That has never happened before. Well, only one person, that being you, Zelika, aka Hack, said on Naruto comms. She's a woman from Africa, Kenya in particular, where she was kidnapped as a child because of her genius intellect and her technological powers, and she was used to commit high-profile theft for the gang. She worked for them for years under duress until the gang killed her brother for stealing from them. That is when her abilities kicked in, and she used them to get revenge, as she trapped them in a computer and had a computer virus annihilate all of them. The missing information in that story was Naruto was the one that found her and gave her the advice on how to eliminate the gang members when he was on a secret mission in Kenya. As the Kenya government was unable to find what was costing them the great financial costs, so they hired Kitsune, as Naruto was able to track down the gang and found out that Zelna was the one that was the gang's secret weapon. After finding out about her, he had kidnapped her himself and convinced her to emancipate herself and avenge her brother, as he told her that only she can truly help herself, but only if she had the courage to do so. And yes, she did so. She found the courage, and she got revenge for her brother in the process. But she was lost on what to do afterwards, as he told her to move away from the life of crime after all. If she continued on this path, someone else would hire him to come after her. Seeing that he told her she could do whatever she wants, she decided to, well, stuck to him until she found something she wanted to do. He was the one that said she can do whatever she wants after all. A month later, she swore her oath to work by his side, as she would work until her dying breath, as she declared that she wanted to work in the shadows just like him. It was then that Naruto decided to train her in the way of the assassin, just like he did for all of his loyal acolytes, mainly Hack, Brainwave, Instant, Painkiller, Looker, and Hourman. Perhaps, or perhaps not. Nevertheless, I would appreciate that we get some privacy. The information I'm about to share with you is classified even for your loyal henchman, Samantha said, aka Rose Wilson. I see. I hope it is not anything bad, Naruto said for pretense, as both of them already had their mental link and their conversation. Nothing of the sort. It is very good news. Trust me. Alright then. Instant, Ivy. Please leave us. It was painkiller day off. So yeah, Instant and Ivy was there. Sure thing, boss, Instant said. No. Poison Ivy said. As Instant looked towards her like she grew another head. Excuse me? Rose said. Angry. At the blatant act of insubordination. As her brother gave this woman an order. When you hired me as your PA and bodyguard, I only accept because of the clause that I will be privy to all information regarding your business and future plans. It's been 2 months and I'm no closer to knowing jack about what is going on. You haven't told me shit. I'm starting to think that maybe I should have killed you after all. Maybe I should rectify that mistake right now. Ivy said as she pulled out 2 sunflowers from her blazer, as she was wearing a more formal outfit since working for Naruto, being a black shirt, a green blazer, matching green skirt and a green tie. Yes, she loved the color green. Damn girl, you don't have to pull out the sunflowers for this. What's wrong with you? Instant said. Shut up. This has nothing to do with you. I'll have you know, I've set up a lot of my friends around here in strategic places, so I dare you to try and teleport me out of here, Pamela said, anger in her tone. Should I do it, boss? Just give me the word, and I'll take care of her, Hack said, by the communicator. As Naruto did not respond once again. As Naruto turned towards her calmly. Pam, he said, I know that these are business hours, but Samantha and I are not doing wave constellation business. This is other business that has nothing to do with you or my plans related to clean energy. In other words, this business has nothing to do with your concern. So, butt out, said Naruto sternly. As Ivy's eyes widened. She means you. Wait, that means you and her? Ivy said as she blushed in embarrassment. As she realized that, well, she was in love with Kite Man and she did not even know. But now she saw what was going on. Now can you please excuse yourself, Rose said, with amusement in her eyes, letting Pamela believe that Nathan and herself was an item. After all, the best lies was when you didn't even have to try. After all. Oh, okay. That was very unprofessional of me. I'm so sorry, she said. We're leaving right now, as in immediately. Instant, god damn it, when I say immediately. Teleport us away right now, Pamela said. Instant rolled his eyes as he took her hand and teleported the both of them out of there. Scanners show neither the presence of Poison Ivy or her so-called friends in or outside your office. All is clear, sir, Hacker said, as once again her boss did not respond. However, that was their thing. When he did say something, there was a problem, as she went quiet on the line. I thought she would never leave. You really need a stronger leash around that dog of yours, said Rose as she sat down on the couch, as Naruto sat across from her. None of my subordinates are shackled. They can leave whenever they want. Of course I would like them to stay, but no one is forcing them to stay either. I have no use for people who do not want to be here. Oh, I know that. I've been in your mind, remember? I was surprised by your methods. Very un-ninja-like, but they do work very well. I was surprised that everyone at Hive chose to stay. I thought at least half of them would leave when you gave them the ultimatum. People work far better and are far happier at the place that they chose for themselves. Nevertheless, that's not why you're here. You're here because you want to hit a government facility and steal their prized asset. It's risky. There's no telling what goes on in the mind of those guys, said Naruto. Which is why it has to be you or Jericho take this mission. Alternatively, you can have that guy of yours do it. Brainwave, was it? He's not a member of Hive, said Naruto. And why not exactly, Rose asked, her tone sounding frustrated. He will choose to join Hive or he will not at the time. I chose is appropriate, said Naruto. His tone was stern. You're wasting precious time. Darkseid could literally attack the planet any time. We need an army of not just elite soldiers but meta-humans as well. You know this. Are you afraid if they join Hive they will no longer be your toys? Are you afraid of sharing your toys? That is so cliche. They are not toys, metaphorically or otherwise. They are people that I care about. People that I treasure. Hive has been going through a lot of change recently. We have to make the changes, graduate, in order to allow the seamless assimilation. Phase 1 and 2 are complete, and with their plan it seems, Phase 3 is about to take place. My people then will be Phase 4, if they so choose, said Naruto. Phase 1 had been the assassination of the Jackal, which had taken Deathstroke, the greatest assassin in the entire month. The man was elusive, but ultimately their father had pulled through and brought the head of the Jackal in, as a gesture of goodwill. Phase 2 had been the systematic assimilation of all Hive factions into one, under the rule of Kitsune, Hive Queen, and Jericho, and that too had taken an entire month. So you approve of my plan, Rose said, in an excited tone. It is a most brilliant and inspiring plan. If we are able to convert them then, it will be a great addition to the organization. Our army strength could either double or triple by adding those 5 individuals. Naruto said thoughtfully. We have already developed uniforms and a theme for them. We call them the Royal Flush. And by we, I mean me, said Rose. Interesting. Send me the schematics for their uniform and weapons. I want to see if there's any improvement I can make, said Naruto. Of course, that was a plan from the get-go. Now, it's time to decide who will go. You, Jericho, or Brainwave? Has Jericho been on a solo mission before? Naruto asked curiously. No, he hasn't. That's mostly because of me. We have not been apart since we met, even now. He's waiting in the car. I'm finding it a bit difficult to let go. Is that normal? Am I too possessive? Rose asks. You both are technically, but that is only true if one of you feel like the other is possessive. If you are both okay with the level of possession that you hold over one another, then there is nothing wrong with it. So it's a subjective matter, said Rose. Precisely, said Naruto. I see, she said. In any case, it's time that Jericho went on a solo mission. He needs to be able to stand on his own. There might come a time when you will have to fight your own individual battles. He would need to know what that feels like and how to overcome it. Same go for you, said Naruto. I understand, she said. And once the Royal Flush unit is debriefed, assimilated, and trained, what then? Asked Rose. Then I will take the next step to assimilate Hive into Wave, consolidated, and I will of course breach the topic to my personal combat unit and bodyguards. What about Poison Ivy? You can't consider bringing that nutjob into the fold, can you? She's a loose cannon, Rose said. That's a part of the reason I am delaying the assimilation pattern. I am still trying to gauge her behavior and trying to earn her trust, and for her sake hoping that she earn mine. The situation with Hive is delicate, and while Hive is meant to be a human dedication for excellence, she has no regards for human life. However, change does take time, sister. Use your ninja seduction technique or whatever, and have her swooning over you, and we will get there in no time, said Rose. So those techniques may come in handy one day, but I do not believe it's time for that. Trust must be earned honestly and sincerely, otherwise it's meaningless, and whatever bond comes from meaningless is doomed to self-destruct. A ninja with good morals. You're so weird, brother, said Rose. Well, this ninja is not a mere tool, nor is it subordinates. Every system has to evolve. Think of me as evolving the ninja code. Rose laughed at that. You always have some weird, philosophical quote waiting, don't you? Is there a ninja scroll somewhere in your penthouse full of those quotes? Asked Rose. Perhaps, said Naruto. Whatever, she said. Mr. Enigma, I have to go before Poison Ivy sends her allegiance of plans to investigate what is going on. I'll see you around, brother, she said. And it goes without saying that I love you dearly, said Rose. She was sincere. I love you too. Always, forever, said Naruto. A genuine smile on his face as he walked her towards the door. The other part of his mind was trying to assimilate the information his sister shared with him. Long ago, the government kidnapped 5 children who had special gifts. One of them is a big African-American athletic kid who has super strength and super durability as his powers. The other 4 were a European-American, a girl with the ability to control magnetic field around her body, and another girl with telepathic abilities, and 2 other boys. One that could manipulate fire and plasma energy, and the other boy could stretch and transform to any shape. The power of elasticity. These 5 had been trained by the government as secret weapons, as Hive was planning on liberating them and offer them sanctuary as members of Hive. This mission will go to Jericho as a solo mission for him to get the kids. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification, stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace out.